What's up, folks? Made it down here to Lake of the Ozarks. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning. Tired, man.
Me too.
Burnt. We got to get out in the water and set the hook a couple times and wake up. Fishing the Warrior William tournament tomorrow, so we're gonna do a little practice today, see if we can figure something out. I think we're gonna run up the river a little bit, sniff around. Water looks good. It's got a nice little stain to it. We did have straight up sunny conditions, but it is clouding up. Yeah. I think there's, I don't know, I had a little bit
here this morning because there was asphalt.
I had a little bit of rain coming in, just a little bit of sprinkles, so it's making me think I need to go grab my rain jacket out of my luggage, out of my suitcase. Anyway, blah blah blah, just rambling on. But yeah, great event, Warrior William. It's an annual event. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's in October
7th.
I think it's the 7th one. Yeah, so we're excited. Did it last year for the first time. It was a blast. Lots of cool raffles, and it's for a good cause. It supports Rhett Syndrome Foundation. Anyway, yeah, I'm just glad to be down here, getting ready to go wet a line, and we'll see what we come up with. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you're appreciating the content, a thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. The Warrior William tournament is phenomenal. It's just a good group of folks for a good cause. It supports the Rhett Syndrome Foundation. And we had one day of practice. We got down there a little bit late, about 10 in the morning. So we decided to run up the river, and fishing was tough, man. Lake of the Ozarks can be really tough in the fall. Any lake can be tough in the fall. We're the weekend after the Big Bass Bash. So the weekend prior, there was 3,000 to 3,500 people fishing that lake, just beating the froth out of it. So it's been taking a lot of pressure, and the bite was slow. It was really slow. We ran up the river. We're just trying to get an idea of what kind of areas we can catch a few fish. And Mike's always going to be fishing a jig, so I know he's going to find that jig bite if it's out there. And out of the back of the boat, I was skipping a wacky rig. I was skipping the Big Bite Baits Nico Rama worm, which is a really cool worm. Drew Gill helped design it. I'd fished it on as a Nico rig, you know, so a weighted wacky rig, but I hadn't actually skipped it and fished it weightless. So I was playing around with that, and I was getting some feedback. You know, I had several bites on it, so I had some confidence in that bait going into the next day. I lost some audio on my chest cam, so I'm going to be doing some commentary off and on through this video. You know, we continue to try to scratch out some sort of pattern, and it goes by fast. You know, we got on the water late and it went by very fast. We got a few bites here and there, but we just kept our head down and just kept poking around.
I'll go around you. I will. I'll go around you. Okay. Are you guys catching them?
Two small ones here and there.
It's been tough. Yeah. And don't know why. Outside of warm weather.
Yeah. Maybe the Big Bass Bash.
So what?
Maybe the bash had something to do with it too, a little bit. Just a lot of boats.
They didn't even catch them there very well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they struggled on that. Good luck, guys.
Yeah,
You too.
Leave some back there then.
Every one of them back there. If there were any back there, we left them.
All right, folks, we're just bouncing around. Been out here for a couple hours. Caught one keeper. We've seen several follow. Did not commit, but we're just trying to figure out, you know, how deep in these little cuts and pockets we need to go. Try to locate some fish. Just mainly fishing around docks. What's the water temp, Mike?
75.
Water temp is 75, and it's still about 3 foot of visibility. It's a nice color, so we'll find something. Making sure I didn't hit you. I did get a bite right there. Back, got it. Oh, got it. No tube. I knew I got a bite there a while ago.
biting the tube a little bit. All right, that's a wrap on practice. It was slow. We covered water, limited water. Caught a few fish on a shaky head. Caught a few fish on a wacky rig. A few fish on a tube, jig. Just nothing dominant. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So derby starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. We're boat number, what are we, 33? Yeah, boat number 33. So we're gonna go out there and give her hell and see what happens. That's all we can do. It got a little bit hot today. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 90. And then we got a cold front coming. I'm looking forward to it. Finally gonna feel some fall weather here before too long. You guys do any good? Caught one decent keeper. That's it. Is it really? Ah, come on.
Yeah. What's up, champ?
Nothing, dude. How you doing?
How about that shit?
Yeah.
Dude.
Blind hog finds an acorn every once in a while is what they say. All right, here we are. We made it to Red Oak. There's Dave, Greg, Mike, this guy. Gonna go in here and see what's going on. Killer raffles, food, starve.
On top of that, all the other sponsors you see up there, they're not up there so we look cool, they're up there because they do great things for us. They provide awesome opportunities for this event, these raffle items, the giveaways you get in at the door. So please, when you're looking up at that, if there's an opportunity to use any of these companies in any capacity, they're the best. They're the best for a reason, not just because they support us, but we only work with the best. So keep all these great companies in mind, and you'll see them on all of our auction items, all over the tables here. Next,
Good job, buddy.
outside of this event, my favorite thing about bass fishing is being able to support others inside of our fishing network. This is a little off the cuff, but I want to take this opportunity to say congratulations to one of the best guys in our network that supported us for many years on his first place BFL Regional Championship last week. He's open to suggestions. He's got to change his name from Tin Horse Monty because he's the winner of a brand new fiberglass boat. I want to give a big round of applause for Gabe Montgomery. Congratulations.
We're staying 10, man.
Good job, Gabe.
I made it here in 10, so thank you.
All right, real quick, gonna go over some of the highlights of the rules tomorrow. Everybody got them with your check-in packets and sheets. We're not anticipating any fog. Jack Uxa said no fog anyway, so if there is fog, it's his fault. The entire Red Oak Cove is off limits tomorrow, inside the no wake area at the mouth of the cove.
Most of you probably in this room, a lot of you probably in this room, never got to meet William. And it's truly inspiring to see so many people come out to continue to fight his battle.
Better feedback than I'm getting from the fish. So yeah, as Billy and Justine said, I'm Barry, Ella's grandfather. This is her father, Jared, and mother, McKenna. As they said, Ella will be 3 tomorrow, celebrating her 3rd birthday, so it's kind of I met Billy and Justine at the St. Louis Stroll-a-thon. They have a fundraising stroll-a-thon every year in St. Louis, different regions around the country that bring Rhett families together. And so we met Billy and Justine there, and I saw his Fishing for Warriors shirt he had on the back of his shirt, and I was like, that's a bass, and I gotta go talk to this guy. So I went over and asked him what it was all about. Little did I know a lot about Billy and Justine and the story with little William, but it was heartbreaking when I heard it. And he told me, he said, well, next weekend we're having this Fishing for Warriors tournament. So I was like, he goes, I think there's a few spots left, and at 10 minutes I was already signed up. And so last year was the first year. It was kind of got my feet wet, and then this year we decided that we'd like to bring the family down, let you guys that we appreciate to no end your dedication to doing this every year. It's heartwarming to us to see how other people really, really care, and the amount of money raised to help kids like William and little Ella. So I tried to thank as many as people I've seen the last few days, greet them and thank you guys. I probably can't get around and shake everybody's hand or give you a hug, but know that my family really, really appreciates your involvement in this and our continued fight. So you're all our friends, and with that in mind, at least back in Iowa, fishing friends, they kind of share spots and information. So anytime you guys want to help me out with that, because right now, I mean, I figured the fish out to this point. I figured out two things. If they bite, or one thing, they bite like twice a day, right before I get there and right after I leave. So I'm getting them figured out. Anyway, I want to introduce McKenna for her to talk and maybe give you just a little more insight of what Rhett syndrome really is and how it happens.
Hi, okay, yeah, I'm McKenna. I am Ella's mom, and I just was going to explain Rhett syndrome just in case you guys didn't understand what all it does and how it affects girls and boys. Rhett syndrome is a degenerative neurological disease that affects the MECP2 gene. So we all have this gene, men and women in this room. It's on the X chromosome. So girls have 2 X's and boys only have 1. So that's why, unfortunately, it was a lot harder on William or any of the other boys out there that have Rhett syndrome because they only have 1 X. We have to make every birthday count. So tomorrow she might wear a crown and yeah.
Show of hands, how many people are here because of Bass and Bob? Because they heard about it from Bass and Bob.
You know, what a great tournament, what a great turnout, how organized. I mean, you and your team, I mean, this is around a lot of bass tournaments. This is very, very well organized. So the winning team in this tournament that are Bass and Bob members, you both got to be a member, wins $500. That's the top finishing team that's a Bass and Bob member, wins $500 in this tournament. So you don't have to win the tournament because Dion's not a Bass and Bob member. So you just have to be the top finishing Bass and Bob member. Both of you need to be members.
Bassmasters Classic champion, Forest Wood Cup champion, Mr. Bass Fishing at Lake of the Ozarks and around, part of the greatest fishing family this part of the country's ever seen. So for a little insight, I'd open your ears and close your mouths. You have 2 ears for a reason and only 1 mouth. So pay attention. I'd like to introduce Dion Hibdon.
I'm a little bit put out by that Bob deal. I might not be a member, but I give him as much info as anybody. Thanks, Bob. Okay. Y'all catch them good? No. Well, that's not surprising. I'm not catching them good either. No, it's that time of the year, boys and girls. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I went about a week ago and won a little tournament and only had 4 fish. Got lucky and some of them were big ones, but like I say, I had 19. But anyways, anybody can do that. I mean, it's not like I was anything special. But I did happen to get lucky and catch 2 of them off of 1 boat dock. Is that an accident? No, I catch a lot of big ones off that boat dock. There's probably guys a lot more qualified to be standing up here talking to you than I am about Lake of the Ozarks. I have lived here my whole life, and my old daddy was probably the best angler ever to walk the planet. And he did rub off a little bit, okay? He also may be a little hard-headed. Like I said, when I'm going to throw a jig tomorrow 100% of the time, that's the way it's going to be. You can ask my partner at the end of the day tomorrow, and hopefully he's happy, but there's a good chance he won't be, because I'm kind of hard to fish behind. I take a lot of time with my cast. you know, I make really precise casts. I work hard at getting better at that every day I'm out there. You know, I put a jig where most people don't, and that's why I feel like every now and then I do catch them. What a great tournament though. I mean, you know, no matter whether we catch them or we don't, man, it's for a good cause. I mean, this is an outstanding group of guys and gals that put this thing on, and I'm just proud that they let me show up and entertain you for a few minutes. And I wasn't kidding. And nobody took it. I never saw one hand get raised when I offered to answer a question. Okay? And see, you guys, oh yeah, Mr. 10 Horse Monty. I'm
sitting right here, man.
You still don't have good questions, okay? You're still in a haze from last week.
I am a little bit.
You know, the funny thing about that was I had no idea he was fishing that tournament. But when I did his show the last time, his web deal the last time, web deal, that sounds bad.
Live stream.
Live stream.
Yeah.
I just barely on my cell phone. But you know, we talked about what it was going to take to win the tournament, win the Big Bass Bash, and I guessed 1/7. And we had a big bet on the deal, you know, how much it was going to be and everything. And nobody could believe it was going to be over 7, you know, and I went ahead and, you know, said there was going to be a 7-pounder. So as soon as it was over and there was a 7-pounder one, I started calling him. I bet I called him 30 times that afternoon. I'm like, you got to pick up. Yep. I had no idea he was winning the boat.
Yeah.
And you want to know how annoying that is? You know, when your phone's ringing and you're
He said, did you see the bash? Did you see, you know, the winning way to the bash? I'm like, I've been at Pickwick all week. I haven't seen it.
As if he would care, exactly. You know. He didn't care if I won the bet or not, you know. I'm pretty sure I did, though.
So I owe him a frog fishing trip.
Yeah. And he's got to take me fishing, or?
Yeah, I think you're going to jump in my little John boat and go catch some frogfish. That's the plan.
He's going to take me frog fishing.
Yep.
Live frogs?
Whatever you want, man. You're Dion, man. You can fish whatever you want.
You can't do that.
Yeah. We'll do it and we'll talk about it.
Might make some advocate up here mad. Somebody might have pet leapfrogs or something. I don't know. But anyways, I'm serious. Still, nobody. Oh, Bob's asking. Of course, you're going to ask a question. Go ahead.
This is easy. Coming out of Red Oak tomorrow, which way are you going to turn, left or right?
Let me think.
This is not hard, Dion.
No, it's not hard. It's not a hard question. I can answer
and
it.
You can't lie because we're going to have all.
Yeah.
You got witnesses.
I'm voting 100 for a reason. Yeah, that's not an accident, by the way. You guys will wise up one of these days. And if I catch any of you loitering around waiting like your motor's broke or something, I'll leave you bad astray tomorrow. No, I'm probably going to go down simply because my son told me that I couldn't go up. He's fishing a tournament on Sunday, but anyways, really this time of year I don't feel like it matters a whole lot. The tournament I won last week was out of Gravois, and I never left the Gravois arm. It's just a matter of fishing the right stuff and getting the right bait in there to them. I'm going to throw a jig tomorrow with a willy on the back of it. That's a new little jig trailer we got by Bojangles. And the, what's the little kicking frog deal? Kicking?
Nostril.
A nostril. Those two baits. That's the only thing I can guarantee I'm not lying about, okay? It's going to be a jig and one of those two trailers. My dad made a great living throwing a jig, and I have too, and I think I'll just stick with that. Anybody else?
What's the winning weight?
What's the winning weight? It'll be over 20.
What size jig are you throwing?
What size jig am I throwing?
$100. What weight are you throwing?
Who said they got $100? What? What's that?
$100, no 20.
That there won't be a 20? Yeah. Just me and you betting on this? You're on, dude. I want some of that. You're on. I got news for you.
What are the odds on that?
Last week, and I may not catch bass tomorrow, but last week when I did fish, it was pretty good. You know, it was pretty good. You know, and I got a bad spool of line. I broke off 4 different fish before I realized, uh-oh, this ain't good. It's like This ain't happening right. And I still weighed in 4 that weighed 19.
What about 10?
What about 10? What do you mean 10?
What kind of weight for 10th place?
10th place? 14. What are we betting 100 on that too? I hope somebody does to catch at least 20 tomorrow. Because I'm thinking what I'm doing ain't gonna do that. But we can. All right, does anybody got anything? If not, I gotta go home and go to bed. All right, thank you.
All right, thanks. I got you covered on that over 20. You just gotta give me half.
Okay.
So, I got you. Don't worry. My wife said we have it covered. So, all right. Well, just a few more updates before I cut you all loose. Bass and Bob mentioned his incentive money, so go to bassandbob.com tonight and get signed up. Same for Vexus boat owners. I know there's quite a few of them in the room. I know it's late in the year, and if you haven't signed up for Rev Rewards already, you need to do that. All right, everyone be safe. We'll see you at the end of Dock C. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Watch out for that guy who said shoot golf. Number you guys? 33. Good luck, Jeremy.
Good luck.
You know that.
I like that light pole, man. I like that light pole. It's nice. Morning, fellas.
Morning.
All right.
Captain. Good luck.
Thank you. We're gonna need it.
Bring him back.
All right.
We will.
35.
Good luck. Gonna need a little, Jake.
All right.
Yeah, bud. Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
Good luck, guys, man. Good luck, Michael. You too. Go get him.
All right.
Big Texas.
36.
Good morning, folks, and a beautiful morning it is. Lake of the Ozarks, Warrior William tournament. Man, second time we fished this. A little bit tired. I only fished it twice, man. Last year's the first time I fished it. I mean, I'm 99% sure. I don't know. Life goes by fast. It's possible.
Check the archives.
Yeah, check the archives, exactly. I got 100 boats in this tournament. They cap it at 100 boats. Great cause. You know, the banquet and all that was phenomenal. A bunch of guest speakers, and it was good stuff, man. Good stuff. We got the raffles and all that after the tournament. They're gonna cook a few, I don't know what, hamburgers, hot dogs, something like that, but we will have a little bit of a meal afterwards, after the weigh-in. And we're running up the river a little bit. We're just gonna go fishing, man. We really don't have anything preconceived notions. We're gonna bounce around and hopefully we'll stumble across a few fish. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees today. Pretty much bluebird skies, not a lot of wind. So, you know, good conditions for skipping docks and things like that. And, you know, hopefully we'll get lucky and bring a few fish to the scales. If not, it ain't no big deal. You know, the whole reason behind this tournament, it's a benefit tournament for the Rhett Syndrome Foundation. So that's why we're here. We're here to support a great cause, be surrounded by great people in God's great country. You know, we don't have bombs flying over our heads. I mean, we bitch and complain about taxes and stuff, but we don't have missiles flying over our heads. So, you know, I guess it goes to something, you know.
We don't live in a country where you got to take the silver or the lead.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I mean, there's a few bomb shelters out there, but luckily we don't have to visit them 2 or 3 times a day. There's sirens not going off. It could be a lot worse. So we're just happy to be alive. Life is good. We got to idle out of this cove. It's a really long. We're at Red Oak. It's about a 5-minute idle out of here. So we took off at the dock, obviously. Everybody idles out to the buoy and then they take off. Same thing on the way in. It's even Steven. So here we go. A little bumpy. Little one? Dude, swim off with it. You're still sitting up underneath those docks. Or just higher up in the water column. Those last two were, because they had it pretty much about midway. Just glad I'm getting the bites on this color. I changed, went from June bug to watermelon gold. Had 2 bites pretty quick on it. Good one. There we go. Got one finally. Right. There we go. First keeper. No, I just felt weird. It's drawn. Yeah. You want the net still? Huh? Caught a bunch of those last weekend.
What's that, brother?
Said we caught a bunch of those last weekend.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that.
Our boater caught, I'm not kidding you, at least 100. That might be a good one. Probably keep. Little swimmer. They're down there. All right, number 2, running out of time, but catching some decent keepers. I was gonna swing him, and then remember that shaky head pole is pretty weak. It's medium heavy, but it's really like a medium. All right, midday report. We got 2 decent fish in the box. We got 2 hours to go, so we got some work to do. The lake is super rough. The wind's actually picked up a little bit, but we're just bouncing around, trying to hit as many little pockets and cuts and stuff as we can before we got to go in. That's all we can do. Welcome to Lake of the Ozarks. It's absolutely crazy. Look at these guys out here. We're getting ready to rock. That's a good one, I think. No, it ain't either. I just wanted him to be one. They're definitely starting to bite. It's a spot too. Fat. Little one. Ooh, I think that was a better bite. It's one of those pull downs. Pulled my pants down. Little one. That's a good one. Maybe not. He just had me in the stuff. You see me bowled up though, and I was like, damn. I thought that was a freaking 5-pounder. Golly. And I feel like we're doing the right thing, just freaking running across a good one. And definitely, the last 2 hours I've decided to eat a little bit. There's a little bite window in the morning, and then that little bite window this afternoon from like 11:30 to 1:30.
Ever had a big bite?
No, but I mean that would have probably been the time to get, if we were around, you know, in the right area or whatever, maybe. Not that we weren't in the right area, just.
I don't know what area.
I think you think about how many fish in like 3 on up pound fish are caught in the Big Bass Bash and taken to 5 locations. It takes them a while to filter back out into the lake probably. I mean, just say, I don't know what the number is. Let's say 20% of the fish over 3 pounds were removed from the coves, and that may be high, but.
Think about how many, like that one guy was saying, how many 2.5 pounders were stuck with that many boats.
Yeah, that's true, right. We got 2 small ones. Just gonna throw them back, you know. Can't win them every week. I'm just glad to be alive. It's rough out there.
33?
Yeah, 30.
Okay.
30.
Stacking any fish?
No.
We got 2, but we're not gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fish.
Yeah. We're just happy to survive the boat. We still got to make it back home too. Thank you. Hey, there's an 819 right there. All right, folks, that's a wrap on the 2024 Fishing for Warriors Bass Tournament. It was very, very tough out there. The lake is quite sporty, I must say. It's unbelievable. Just really fortunate to even make it back. It's just boom, boom, boom. All day long, the bite was tough. I mean, we caught quite a few small fish. We ended up with 2 keepers. We didn't weigh them in. We're just going to let them go. Dave had, what, you and Greg?
We had 1 keeper and a couple shorts and a whole lot of misses.
Yeah. So it was just tough all around.
Tough.
Yeah, I talked to several people that were weighing in, and they had like 1 and 2. I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to catch a big bag. They always do. But most of us peons, you know, we kind of struggle, and that's the way it is. I wish they would I don't know. It'd be nice if they could have it like in November or something, when all these boats are put away or being winterized. That'd be a whole lot better, but I'm sure they got a reason for doing that. But anyway, you know, we do this for the cause. This is all about supporting the cause. This is an annual event, so if you're interested in fishing it, check it out. So far it's every October. Everything goes to a great cause, and that's it, man. Shaky head, I caught one keeper on a shaky head. Mike caught a keeper on a jig, and you know, I caught some fish on a wacky rig, but most of the fish were you know, I caught on a shaky head. I had a pretty decent shaky head bite, just no size to it, but it's hard to put it down. I mean, I threw a lot of stuff. I threw the big shad, I threw chatterbait quite a bit, threw a tube, wacky rig, but the only thing I could really get bites on consistently was that little shaky head. Mike threw a jig all day long. That's what he does. That's why he can skip so dang good, because he throws a jig all day long. What do you think, Dave? What's your thoughts on this whole weekend and everything?
They are definitely not in the fall feeding frenzy yet with this above normal weather temp wise, but it wasn't real safe out there with that harbor hop going on. But we had fun. It's always a good time coming down, hanging out with the boys, and definitely, like Gabe said, for a good cause. We're going to eat some more victuals and enjoy some door prizes and raffles and whatnot, and put a cap on the evening.
Yeah. Sounds good, man. Mike, what do you think? What's your thoughts for the day?
They need to have this in November.
Yeah. I second that emotion.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd have done different, honestly. Run shallow boat docks. I mean, that's pretty much what we did, right? I mean, we caught lots of fish, just never did get the big one. You know, having this the week after the bash, like we talked about too, is probably not the best plan when lots of 3 to 5 pounders have been picked up and taken elsewhere.
And then how many two pounders were just sore mouth, you know?
Yeah, a lot of holes in their lips.
Yeah, that's all excuse, you know? If you're a good fisherman, you got to have a good excuse, and I think that's probably our excuse. But actually, it's a legitimate possible reason.
Everything seems to be behind here because the water's still
water's like 74, 75, 76.
78.
78, okay, yeah.
So, I mean,
we're in like mid-October.
I was thinking Gabe was going to ride that big momentum from the champ there.
You and me both.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Momentum is a real thing.
I think if I wouldn't have won a boat on Pickwick, I wouldn't even have caught a keeper today. So that was my momentum. My momentum was one keeper, you know.
Having this after the first frost would be nice.
Yeah, which is next.
So much better, which is going to be probably Monday.
Yeah, right. So we're 1 week away from things getting a little bit better.
Kicking them into gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll kick them into gear for sure.
But anyway,
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Other than my teeth getting beat in on the way back. But
yeah, I didn't get wet until we pulled into the cove until we shut down, and then I got splashed. But it's fun. We'll do it again, you know. We'll think about it. We'll come up with a new plan, and we'll get back out here and try it again.
We're gonna find out that 5 pounds got a check when we get back to that.
Every good keepers just need to build on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's Lake of the Ozarks, man. You're 3 bites away from having 18 pounds. I didn't eat anything today.
Decent keeper. Definitely take that out of the back of the boat.
Yeah, for sure. Live wells work. He was happy to jump around. You doing all right?
Yeah, they're all good. They're both good.
That's one thing about this boat. It's got a good live well.
That's it.
That is all.
So if you don't know much about Rett syndrome, we talked about last night how boys with Rett syndrome is very, very rare. So across the whole country, nation, world, there's only about 40 living males that we know of with Rett syndrome. So Theo miraculously turned 10 and has gone through a lot of surgeries the last couple years, and he's standing strong and tall and continuing to push through and beat the odds. So tonight when you're putting those silent donations on, until there's a cure, and we don't have to introduce any more special guests. have that happen. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Gio and Gio family for coming, and they appreciate it. Dear Ella, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Emma. Thank you for spending your day with us.
Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate the content. And a subscriber would be greatly appreciated. Until next time.